Hey, good morning. Welcome to Upstate New York. We're at our place in Upstate New York where we like to hang out in the summer because it's beautiful here. And we have had quite a bit of rain for the last few days. And so we're excited because today we are going to install a bed cover on our new truck. We have a new Ram 2500 that we just bought a few weeks ago. And it didn't come with a bed cover, so we are going to install the Revolver hard rolling cover today. And we decided to go with this cover because it is lighter weight, you get better access to the bed, and you can open your tailgate without having to open the bed cover. So come along with us, let's see how it goes. So here's the truck. It's gray, it is used, it's a 2015, still has the Cummins diesel in it, which we absolutely love for towing. This has a little bit more towing capacity than our Nissan did, although the Nissan did a great job and we were always very happy with it. It was getting up there in miles, so we decided to convert over to this Ram 2500. And as you can see, here is the tonneau cover in front of me, Revolver hard rolling cover. And I'm just unpacking the box now. Okay, this box is packed pretty well. Everything's wrapped in plastic and also protected by cardboard. It was delivered by FedEx. Real Trucks does have free delivery. I'm sure it's built into their cost, but they say it's free delivery. Here's the little hardware packet. Right here also has the instructions, so we're going to get that out first, take a look and see what we've got. Okay, I got everything out of the little packet, put it out here on the tailgate of the truck. It comes with all the hardware. I am assuming these are the brackets over here. It has some weather stripping, foam stuff here. I'm not sure what that is yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. And the instructions, like I said, everything was packed up really well, and I'm very impressed so far. We'll see how the installation goes. I've seen online people say it'll take anywhere from 40 minutes to 4 hours, depending on how square the bed of your truck is. So our truck does have a spray-in liner, which sometimes can cause some issues. It does have these covers on the top, though, that are not spray-in. They are plastic covers on the top here, and that might help us out, although I can see some ripple right around here in the cover, so I'm not sure. We're gonna give this a shot and see how it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is check to make sure all the parts are here and that I know what I'm doing and that I have all the tools together, which I try to do for any job that I start. So it looks like all the parts are in the box. They're very well packed and nothing is damaged. The box was not damaged. And here again are all the pieces and parts. And I went through the instructions just to make sure. And it says right down here, tools required. 9/16 inch socket and a torque wrench and a blow dryer or a heat gun are recommended. So fortunately we have right over here a 9/16 socket and our Craftsman torque wrench. Do have a blow dryer, and we have to start the generator to use that, but I'm sure we'll get to that and see if we really need it. Okay, I figured out the difference between these two products. So they're both seals and they do the same thing. You install them at the cab right up here at the front of the bed liner, but you use this one if you have a drop-in bed liner, and use this one if you do not. So we have a spray-in bed liner, and I see what they're talking about. I'll go up there and show you. So we have these side rails on here to protect the top of the truck bed, but this is sprayed on here. It's not a piece of plastic. It's just sprayed onto the bed. So there is this little gap right here between the plastic piece and the actual bed where it's sprayed in. And so you want to use the thicker piece of sealant there. It will help to prevent water intrusion. So this product does not guarantee no water intrusion into the bed. It is not waterproof, and that's okay with us. Most of the time we're out west. The biggest thing for us is protecting our stuff from damage from when we're going down the road or when we're parked, but also protecting it from theft. So when this bed liner is on, it is secured as long as the tailgate is closed. So that's what's important to us, and that's why we chose this product. It's also a little bit easier to use. It's a little bit lighter. The undercover that we have on the Nissan. The first thing I'm going to do is install that weather stripping up here at the top. And before I do that, I'm going to clean it with alcohol. It doesn't say to clean it with alcohol, it just says clean it. But I know that alcohol will take a lot of the debris and any grease or you know, smog, dust, or whatever might be on there. It'll take it off. Using a microfiber towel so it doesn't leave any lint on there. And the goal is to have a good seal so that it stays on forever and ever. Okay, I think we've got that cleaned up pretty well. Even though it looked clean before I put the alcohol on, look at that cloth. That was not clean. So good thing we did that. Okay, so Joanne finished washing the dishes and she's out here helping me now, which is good because I don't want to do this by myself. So the first thing we need to do is install the seal at the front of the bed. So Joanne is starting to do that.
So my question was, at which edge do you put the seal? And the directions say the bed edge, not the truck edge. So that's what we're doing. And all you do really is just peel a few inches back and then hold it. And when I started, I actually pushed this a bit over the top of this seal, because in the videos that we've seen, this is an entrance. Wherever there's a joint, there's going to be an entrance for water. So we're trying to reduce that, and I just pull on it. And of course what Deborah did before this was to use alcohol on this, so all the dirt and grease are off of it when we stick this. And just pull it a bit like that, line it up, and just lift this edge with my right hand and push down with my left hand, and it goes right along if you use this kind of method. So this little clamp works like this. These teeth grab both the bed liner, the frame, and the top of this revolver arm. So this is the way it's supposed to sit, and when you tighten the screw, then it obviously clamps that in place. So really I could foresee that this loosening up over time, and so we would have to check it on occasion. And it's a pretty easy installation. The directions say to make sure this is within a foot. So on our truck, you can't push it up anymore, and so you know that it's in place. And we just take a little ratchet and tighten it. I'm not going to tighten these the entire way until we're done, but I'm just going to snug that one up. I put it as close to the end as I could. You can see that's really on there pretty tight, and I haven't actually tightened it yet. So let's move on to the next step.
All right, so we got the rails on, and one thing we learned, which you should know about, is tighten the bolts on the rails all the way down before you put the cover on. We thought we might need to adjust it a little bit, so we left them a little bit loose. But what that made happen was the bolts fell off, the clamps fell off as soon as we put the top up. So clamp those down all the way, tighten them in, and then put your cover on. So we got the cover on. Took a little maneuvering to get it into the little rails like the way it's supposed to go, and we rolled it all the way up. And now Joanne is putting the screws, or bolts I guess, on at the top.
So you can see I put one on here, and the way that this top adheres to the rails in the front are just these two bolts. They go in very easily, slide into one of these grooves in the top. There's just two grooves, and you put the bolts in, two on each side, and then you put the rubber on first and then the washer. So you put the rubber washer on, then the metal washer, and then this twist knob. This is a really very nice design. And you just tighten them down. Okay, so this one tightens, the other two tighten. This is probably faulty, the threads. So it doesn't tighten enough not to do this. And it's not supposed to do that. So what I did was I went and found another. This is the original. See how thin that is. This is what you put on first, rubber washer. It's supposed to go up like that. I'm going to take another washer that's quite thick, and I'm going to use that as a spacer to see if I can get this tight enough so that it's tight enough to operate properly and doesn't rattle. Okay, that's not moving. And I'm going to get a wrench and I'm going to tighten that a little bit more because I don't have very good strength in my hands. So I'm going to do that. So we're putting on our last strap. So if you look over here, this strap holds the cover in place. So I'm just attaching that. This toggle is adjustable. So when you want to keep your bed liner or cover open, just put this in and turn it, and then pull the strap tight, and that stays tight. So what we're going to do now is take these off and unroll it and see if we put this on correctly. It's really nice how these go right in this track. See these teeth? This is what they ride in on each side. And then just on the ends is a mechanism that locks this tight down, and that's locked. So this is really quite nice. I really like. It's very easy to roll this. So yeah, locked automatically. So let's see how we're doing here with our tailgate.
And so if the tailgate is locked, and ours is an automatically locking tailgate, has a lock right there, and it then you can't get into the bed cover from that.
So this is a little concerning.
What?
There's a big space up here.
Well, that's not right. Okay, so we were almost done, and we tested this by closing the tailgate like that. And a minute ago there was a gap here, and we had to figure out why we had that gap. So pro tip is the little twist knobs that are towards the cap that hold the bed cover to the rails. Don't tighten those all the way. Leave them loose until you check square and make sure that this fits nicely into the rails and also doesn't have a gap at the back here. So I loosened those. I pulled this back towards the truck a little bit, maybe a quarter of an inch, a little bit more than that maybe, but not much, and eliminated that gap. And now I'm going to tighten those bolts back down. So as you can see, this is like nice and snug now. It fits nice and flat. Everything is level. This is a really good fit, and I verified that this is a good fit. And now I'm going to tighten down those bolts at the front of the cab. You do have to have the bed cover closed and crawl up inside here to tighten those down. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, I got everything's tightened up, everything's in place, and the installation wasn't too bad on this. As you can see, there's no gap there. Like I said, this is not a waterproof cover. It doesn't claim to be a waterproof cover, but I think it will do what we need it to do. Our primary reason for going with this roll-up cover instead of the undercover that we have now on the Nissan, which works great, by the way. There's nothing at all wrong with that, and I love it. But it's heavy, and you have to open it all the way up. And you don't get access to the full bed when you have that cover on. So with this one, we can roll it all the way up. It's really easy to roll, and it's not heavy. And we can put our electric bikes in here. We can put our kayaks in the back really easily. And that's our primary reason for going with this cover. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was educational. And it just shows that 2 women can do this as well as men can, and it only took a 9/16" wrench, and that was about it. So hope you have a great day no matter where you are. We are loving life here in New York State, getting ready to hit the road again here in a few weeks, so stay tuned. We are parking in paradise. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel.